All right, let's get on with it. So let's see. We are in the Nasdaq, micro Nasdaq. Let's go. As it is Monday morning in Sweden, I'm going to start on the higher time frames. Let's check the monthly. We don't really need that now. Can you turn this off? How do I turn those off? News. I don't have news, do I? Where's this? Oh, weird. They are blocking the wicks, which is pretty annoying. Well, this candle don't have any wicks for now. At least not much of it. You have a little wick here. You can see here. So it's not much. All right, the monthly is still very in the uptrend. It's been an uptrend since January 23, the end of November, December 22 we started. We got some longer retraction here. We got an up and then we have a longer retraction here. I would say it's hard. It's hard though. Very hard. If you do a very broad check here, we are at the very top of this channel. We are at the very top of this channel. We top here in November 21. We bounced from it December 24 and we bounced from it July 25 and now we are here again. So we are at the very top of this channel here. We connect 1, 2, 3, 4 and now 5 monthly candles. Okay, let's go down to weekly. So last week was very bullish. Look at this beautiful green candle. There is hardly any wicks. Here's the bottom. And at the top, do we even have a wick? We do, but it's like nothing. So we actually already broke last week's high this night during Asia, I guess. I need to check that. As I just woke up, I haven't checked anything else. This doesn't look right. Let's delete that. Maybe Top Step X has rolled over to a new contract, not sure. U25, not sure. I have this red zone here. I want to take in as many candle and wicks as possible. And this is going higher, so we need to increase that a bit. I don't like, okay, it's fine, it's fine. So if you want to go up and wick out here, we have some room. Then we have this very long that I just made it with the monthly. We have already tapped into it. If you look at last week's very green candle here, that is not what I would call any form of bearish candle. So, yeah, maybe some downside and then we go up. I would start be interested in looking at the price here around 23,516 of the Nasdaq. That's probably where I would look. I would see on the lower time frames. We can go to the daily. We have no fair value gaps other than the very, very last candles here. Daily should be light green. Okay. I'm thinking this will be tested at least. Go back to the weekly. That is very high up on this wick, the candle here. All right. Yeah, we'll see. At least I just can't. If we see this go and make new highs above this high, we already broke last week's high. If we make a new high here, that could probably, it's not all-time high, but weekly high. High. We can make that orange. This is last week's high. Last week high. And we have that's actually a good support area. It is. So let's make a new one here. This is last week low. Oh my god. Let's do this. Maybe we do that. Yeah, we can do that orange as well. All right. Sorry. I am day low. We're on the daily chart. This was weekly high. So this is not weekly high. It is weekly high. It says we are in a new week, but still it's a daily high, right? Sorry about that. Okay. So I want to look. We have some more upside possible. If you want to go into this channel, maybe the 50% of this channel. I want to see where this daily candle, what it looks like actually. Because we are at a very, very high here. And it's hard to buy into very all-time highs. You need some kind of pullback. So the daily EMA 9 is at 23,486. It's just below last day's low. And the EMA 25 is at this late July cluster of lows. Well, they are all going up, 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 up. So there's definitely a very nice trend here. We did not have any crossover to the downside. It was late February 25. And since last April, we did a crossover to the upside. And since then, we've just been going up. So it's hard to say really. We have the, I would call this one, then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then maybe, yeah. I mean, it's so hard. I think we're in some kind of last leg here before we see some bigger movement to the downside, maybe. Impossible to say. Okay, 4-hour. So we ended last week very bullish. Started the Asia with creating this hammer on the upside. And now we're looking to go down. We wicked above the hammer. Manipulation, question mark. And now it's looking to go down. This daily gap is not really visible on the 4-hour. We have a 4-hour fair value gap here. And that is actually where we normally see this red zone that I have. We have come up to its bottom, moved down, and then we broke to the top. We come up several times to just nudge the bottom of it. And here we have actually gone into it 2 times in a row. Interesting. Seeking higher prices for sure. And then we have a 4-hour value gap here. And here we have kind of a big area where price seems to just move past pretty hard. This area here. Well, the fair value gap was here, but we wicked down here and moved up hard from it. I would say we need to come down some more. And I see no real, we got some small fair value gap here. 4-hour. Okay. We have some price locations that might be interesting if we get pulled to the downside where it might reverse. Last daily low. Maybe price would like to manipulate us down there. That would lean me bearish if we come down and break this low structure. So if we come down hard, that's crazy hard drop though. Down to the EMA 25 of the 4 hour. Daily 9 is here. That's nice though. Its price likes to move down to the EMAs, but the 9 EMAs on the 4 hour is in this fair value gap. That's kind of interesting to go if the price comes down here. You can also see on the RSI we have topped it. This top here is all-time highs. I should mark this all-time highs. A little thicker. All-time high. Top. Right. And we can do this red. We're not far from it. We are not far from all-time highs, for sure. I would like to see reactions from the 9 EMA. Down here at the bottom of this red zone that I have drawn for the higher time frame. Every time here we did bounce from it, but we never reached a new high. We instead made lower lows. Here we went straight past it. We came up, came in, and down again. We came up, down. Now we made a higher high. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. That's the 4 hour. Let's check the 1 hour. We have this very thick liquidity profile with some gaps. Interesting though, the daily gap we saw is actually high liquidity zone. Point of control for last 10 days is down here. closer we are, even further down. 23 170s. The RSI is on the hourly pointing down pretty hard. So I think it looks like it needs to go down a little bit more before we see some kind of bounce. We're getting close to the 1 hourly 9 AMA. Let's see how that holds. This candle here is the last candle of last week. And Asia opened, peaked just higher, and then flushed down. And then Asia bought it up again, came up higher again, find new buyers, and now we're going low again. Two dojis, leaning bearish. Yeah, I would like to see shorts a bit more before I want to go longs. On the short term. Check the 30 minutes. This low is here. We have a kind of a gap here. It could be interesting to see how Nasdaq reacts at this level. RSI on the 30 minutes is now looking, it's bearish, neutral to reverse. Hard to say. Very hard. It's hard to predict Nasdaq today. I would lean for this to come down a little bit before we go up, but that's also, if you look at this, it could be a wave up. Let's check the gold. Let's take the higher time frame first. Weekly. All right, this is last week's candle. Gold has been so hard. I had this bearish channel, but that's kind of not. Let's actually delete this. It's actually looking on the opposite side to go up, right? This is a buy zone. Where's the wick on this? Oh, it's actually down here. That's pretty deep. That's a wick. Delete this fair value gaps. They're just annoying for now. That's this long blue zone here is also out of date now, I see. I think that's, has it been a rollover in gold as well, maybe? Let's make it like this, maybe. Just to get all the previous candles in here. We got the break of this blue long channel here at April 7, but then we have just hovered up here. I kind of see this bullish structure wise. Let's see. Came down, ABC, ABC. Ooh, one. Trying to find patterns. Very fun to do. Last week's high. That's an old one. We don't need that. So this was a very big wick all the way down here. All the way down there. Delete that. Will that make it? It's like we are super consolidating here. We made this low, high, low. Maybe we go up, make a new all-time high in gold, or a double top at least. I would like to see this actually go pretty extended here, create a nice butterfly or a reversed butterfly pattern. All right, we need to check the daily. We did to see some heavy reversals at the end of last week. 8th, that was the Friday, right? Yes, of course. We see continuation down. We're now at the daily 9 EMA. We will move that up here. And the 25 EMA is here. The EMAs are very, very tight here. So there's obviously a big range trading going on. Crazy. Now, why did I lose this? I also want the fib. Don't get many candles doing that. I want to take in that. Grab this. This might be a zone. I don't think we go this low though. Or we see more upside actually. I would more see this as here. All the mid lows. Maybe something like this. see a reverse of gold to the upside. I would also create a nice manipulation candle below this structure where maybe a lot of people have stop losses. All right, let's go to the 4-hour. The 4-hour RSI. This is quite interesting. We had this low and this low. Here's the low. And then we had this low up here. And that is a lower low on the RSI, which is bullish. And now again, we're down here and even lower on the RSI. This is the lower low than this, but we're still higher low on the actual price, which is a bullish sign. If this comes down here and creates a lower low on the price as well, my view is gold is a bit exhausted to the long side. And I would see any reversal to the upside might not push higher before we seek lower again. That's just a theory though. But I want gold to come down into this green zone. And then I want to see some kind of nice reversal here to look for the upside. So a nice trade might be, we have come to this blue line before and reversed, but that has not been, I mean, it's been okay, right? Get this. Oh, we came actually all the way down almost. The blue line might be a good entry. I would like to see us break this. Maybe not this. Mark this yellow so I can have a... So a nice trade for me would be we come down. We will have some kind of protection. How much protection though? We came down lower. Slightly lower before we moved up. I think this should be outmost, but that is $16 risk. What can we get to the upside? If we bounce there, we should have a pretty nice bounce. Let's say, let's see how big of a bounce. This bounce was not that big. This was like this. Let's say we got that. We go up to the high again. But as we are a day trader, we're not being allowed to hold overnight. So we can't take this trade. It will take several days to reach here, but then we have a bias to go long in gold. We just need to find. I'm gonna keep this for now because I'm interested in buying gold down here. But I have to be pretty small. I want to buy into a fall, or I wait for the actual bounce candle to happen and then go long with the risk to the bottom of that candle. All right, let's check the 30 minutes with the profile. Looking back, we are actually at point of control. The price is looking. Wait, was this also the daily EMA? Did I move that? Looks like I did. So we did hit the 9 EMA. We did. And now we're looking strong up. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Well, I can't trust buy here, even though it's a very good area. I would like to see the price then move up, go down, and then we take a buy and hold. Maybe to go. I'm leaning more to the downside still, though. Before I want to take a long. When you have the 30-minute EMA like this downslope, it's going to take some power to reverse the EMAs and eventually make a crossover. So we're going to see some kind of consolidation in that case. I'm more like we're going to see a wick up here and then we move lower. So today might be bearish initially for gold. We'll see. We'll see. How does the 1 hour look? The 1 hour, the EMAs are not as much of a steep. It's actually a little calmer. So you have this fair value gap here in gold. We do have a narrower point of control within this fair value gap. And a market. That's the bearish sign. And then we go back to the 30 minutes. Oh, I forgot to save. That's why. I forgot to save. Fair value gap. Mark this point of control. Save. Then we go to 30 minutes. Wait. What? Why does it disappear on me? That's not cool. Why did it disappear on me? It doesn't save. How mysterious is that? Yikes. Okay, let's see. The price are 3452.6. 3452.6. 3452.6. 3452.6. Here. Okay. We can see it here on the, it's at the EMA 25. And we kind of had probably the fair value gap was kind of here somewhere, right? So maybe gold seeks higher here. Risking this low to get to this gives a ratio 1-for-1. Maybe if you can get in a price here, only risking $4.3 to go up to this point of control before we see more downside. But I don't know. We've been in this downtrend since Friday though in gold, so going to contrarian trade it's risky. RSI is looking curling up though. It might not be bad. It might not be bad. We have this long wicks. We got up above it. We came down. We wicked below, but not make a lower low. We have this bullish up. $4.3 in gold. That is for me 6 micros, about 6 micros of risk. So I could actually put a 6 micro here, and then we do 6 micro sell if we get there. That could be one trade that I want to take up here. Demand trade location. We're risking $240, so that's not much. I have an average win ratio of about 45%. So given to take a combine with a $2,000 drawdown, I need eight trades of drawdown to stay consistent statistically. So I can leave that. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. If it comes down, we might even seek lower. So I could do, let's see, do a 3. We buy 3 here. And then we buy 3 more. Like that. Gives us even less of a risk. Only a 3.5. And that would give me actually a possibility to buy into more. So we could buy 4. delete that. Add 4. Boop. So we can get 8. Okay, let's do that. All right, I'm done with the analyze for this time. This is actually my first streamed analyze, so I'm sorry if it was bulky or messy. I'm sure I will get better, but it takes time to analyze. You have to dedicate yourself in analyzing and not just jump into trades for the blind of it. We got a trade on gold. I did not get the same feelings with Nasdaq for now. I need to see how this handles, so maybe later in the day I will find my trade. Okay. Thanks all. Trade safe. Always demand trade location. Be patient and have a great day.